What is going on, everybody? Articulated Ninja here, and let me start off by just saying life has been lifing. Let me just say that, man. But this action figure is so damn nice, it made me take a step back and just be happy and appreciative, man, that I could even have something like this in my collection. This shit is beautiful. This is the most recent Black Panther from Mafex, and I definitely have some ish to say about this action figure for sure. Let's get into this. All right, so y'all know what time it is. Let's check out the ass on this action figure.
Hey, yo!
Pause. I'm talking about detail, articulation, accessories, and size. Where's your mind at?
You are now watching Articulated Ninja.
Kando mo sa sininabi Kontat panyanto mo sa digimati 15 kando mo sa sininabi Kontat panyanto mo sa digimati Dito mo sa sininabi Kontat panyanto mo sa digimati 15 kando mo sa sininabi Kontat panyanto mo sa digimati.
Yo, I literally only have two negatives about this figure, which I'm gonna say for the end of the review in a judgment section, but that's rare. That is rare. This thing for me is so nice. I know I'm so attached to the character. I know that my bias and attachment, my personal attachment, is coming into play here, but I don't give a shit, to be honest. I'm looking like I'm going out my way to find like issues, and I can't. The way this feels, the way this moves, and if we're just gonna speak on the detail, this is easily the best Chadwick Boseman representation, easily the best MCU Black Panther in my collection, hands down. Just taking a look at the detail here, you guys can see the detail, the texture, the sculpting, how clean a lot of the paint apps are on my unit here. This is why this is beautiful. This is so oh man, this figure made me more sad that this guy passed away. Like I didn't think I was gonna feel like this, you know. And if you stay for the end of my review, I hope you enjoy my segment at the end of the video and my toy photography and stuff, and just how I try to bring action figures to life. This action figure is so good that it made me happy, but at the same time it also made me sad, and I wasn't expecting that. You know, thinking about the articulation, Mafex does piss me off with their prices because I just feel like they're getting more expensive and including less and less. But in this case, I can't even be that tight because I don't understand how this figure is as detailed as it is and it still has an amazing amount of articulation. When I say an amazing amount of articulation, look at these poses, man. Look at how natural this shit looks. I don't own the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Black Panther, and I always wanted to. His accessories looked amazing. All the poses I've seen people get him into. That is probably the only Black Panther action figure that can outpose this one, in my opinion. This one outposes my Marvel Legends. This one outposes my Sentinel. This one has better articulation than every other Black Panther in my collection. And I'm just surprised. When I think of Mafex, I don't think of the most articulation. That's not what comes to mind for me right away. It's just overall sculpt, paint apps, detail, things like that. But this guy easily is the most articulated Black Panther in my collection now. When I was able to pull off this crouching pose with the open hand completely fully on the ground and the other hand clawed out, like this looks so natural. This is literally pulled right out of the damn scene in a movie to me. This is beautiful. Like when I pulled this pose off and it looks so natural, the articulation feels smooth. I knew right there, I said, oh yeah, this is it. He is the best MCU. That's doing it a disservice by saying MCU. No, he is just overall the best Black Panther in my collection. And he should be at his price point, but they delivered to me personally. Whatever pose I'm thinking of, I can absolutely put him into that Black Panther pose, which is amazing, man. I feel like this figure makes me feel like I have a miniature Hot Toys, and I'm glad it's not cloth. I'm glad it's not, because I feel like we wouldn't be able to get the same level of detail and sculpting. But as far as articulation is concerned, I'm not just trying to big up Mafex, and I'll never work with the company. They'll never send me free shit. I'm a little bit too opinionated, so I'm not even glazing them for, you know, trying to, you know, get on their good side. I could care less about being on their good side. This shit, the articulation on this is definitely amazing. And it looks so damn natural. It looks so fluid. It just looks like he was pulled right off of the damn screen, man. This is crazy. He comes with a shit ton of hands, as you guys can see here, but he comes with this big ass throne. He comes with 2 weapons and 3 heads for the most part, and one of them are really unique because one of them actually shows the eyes, like the human eyes in the mask, and I think they pulled it off and did such an amazing job. I am liking that face more. I actually like seeing the human eyes because you could tell that it's him under the mask, and I think they did an amazing job. I think this throne that it came with is the biggest selling point of this figure, because when are we going to get a throne like this again? Even if Marvel Legends does a maximum Black Panther, it's not going to come with this. This throne is constructed of more plastic detail and paint apps than probably all of the Spider-Man accessories in that maximum Spider-Man. So we're never going to get a throne like this, most likely again. I don't feel like the throne is like all premium or nothing like that. It's hollow, but the paint apps on it is really good. The sculpting on it is really good. I think this is the best Chadwick Boseman representation that we're ever going to get. Like, of course, you could get third party or find a custom, and it'll probably be better than this. But as far as straight from the manufacturer, straight from the company, not a third party, not a custom, nothing like that, this is easy. He looks amazing to me. Like, it looks the most like the actor than any other Black Panther Chadwick Boseman head sculpt that I have in my collection. This is the most accurate to me personally. Still not perfect, but definitely the most accurate and good enough for me. His size to me is totally fine. He's a tad bit, like a tiny bit shorter than a Marvel Legends, but he still fits in for the most part with all of my Legends and all of the shots and all the stuff that I want to do. I actually thought he would be smaller than what he is, and I was worried about it, but no, for the most part, he's basically the same size. At the end of this video, you guys can check out, I uploaded an entire video just showing him next to all different types of figures from all different types of brands. So check that out at the end of this video. It'll pop up. But yeah, size wise for me, I'm totally okay with what he is. I was actually worried he'd be smaller, and I'm very happy that he's not. My biggest negative, honestly, with this figure was the price, because I'm not one of these maximum guys that need to try to justify something or defend it just because I like it. No, I like it. I love this figure, but I'm not going to try to justify Mafex charging $140, which is crazy. But that's more of a me thing, because though he is like $140 on some sites like Big Bad, if you do some looking around, you can find him for $100 or sometimes even less. I think he's worth it for $100 or less, but paying $140, not so much, because less than a year ago, I got this big ass deluxe figure Shao Kahn with the biggest throne, hands down, the biggest throne in 1/12 scale to ever be mass produced, and that was $160. So you're telling me for $20 or $30 more, I could get this big ass action figure with a ton of accessories as well and a gigantic throne? Yeah, it's just the math don't math for me when it comes to Mafex, and I just feel like personally their prices have been getting crazy lately, and they're throwing in less and less accessories compared to what they used to do. And not only is Shao Kahn's throne and the figure much bigger, but he also came with more accessories than this Black Panther. And looking at this photo, you're telling me only $20 separates these two figures? Literally, there's a $20 difference here? That's wild to me. I would think it's much more than a $20 difference just based on size, because their articulation is basically the same. That Storm Collectible Shao Kahn is super articulated, and I'm sure that there's a ton of other things that play into it: paint apps, sculpt, royalties, license fees, things like that, I'm sure. But honestly, I don't care. I'm just a customer, just a collector, just want to enjoy my stuff. And like I said, looking at these two photos, it's wild to me. There's a $20 difference here. Something is off. That's all I'm saying. Something's off. But don't be like me, be better than me. I overpaid because I rushed it, and I don't regret it. I don't necessarily regret it, but I can also easily say I don't believe it definitely is not worth that price. It should not be $140. If you can't find it for anywhere else, or you don't trust anywhere else, then sure, do it. Overall, this is still the best Black Panther in my entire collection, in all categories: detail, sculpting, articulation, accessories, the throne. Like, this is overall the best Black Panther in my collection, and I'm really surprised by that, because I didn't think his articulation was going to be able to compete with the Sentinel one that I have. But no, this guy, hands down, his articulation, for me, everything is just better. He feels smooth. Everything about this figure is amazing. I'm not a fan of the price that, you know, some places are listing him for, but that's neither here nor there if we're just talking about the enjoyment of the figure. And I got so much enjoyment just having this guy, just moving him around. I really feel like this is like a miniature Hot Toys when you're looking at the detail on and the sculpting and the paint apps on him, because it came out so clean, especially the eyes and the face sculpts, and everything is just so clean. I really do enjoy this figure way more than I thought I would. And like I said, I enjoy it so much that it actually made me sad, because it made me think about the actor just more. It made me think about him more. It made me think about his life, his legacy, things like that, and how he carried everything up until the end with great resolve. And he did not appear to be weak. He did not look for sympathy. He wasn't trying to play the victim. He wasn't crying the way a lot of men nowadays do. Anything happens to them, they just start crying about it and act like it's the end of the world. He wasn't doing none of that, man. He knew what his future was. He knew the cards that he was dealt, and he knew about it for quite some time. And at least in the public eye, who knows about private, right? But in the public eye, when everybody was watching him, he always just carried himself in such an amazing way. And when I was moving around this figure, the figure was so amazing. It made me think about how much of a strong, amazing guy he had to be to go out like that and know that, you know, it was his time and those were the cards he was dealt, and there was nothing that he could do about it, and just still handle it with so much bravery and grace. Like, this action figure made me think about all that. The figure's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, man. If you made it to the end of my review, just comment down below that you did, so I can say thank you. I appreciate you guys that sit through the videos, like, comment, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys that do that a lot. And shout out to all of my channel members. A lot of this stuff would not be possible without you guys. Just from the time that it takes me to do one review, you guys make so much more possible than you could ever believe. We will be going live this Friday, 9 p.m. And if there's any figure I'm gonna say my classic line for, it is definitely gonna be this one. Life is short. Try to appreciate it more than you complain about it. Peace.
People are like ready to see this movie. They're buying the tickets. It's nuts. I mean, how does that feel to know that they love this film so much?
It's great, but I'm dead. So I can't answer any questions about that.
Oh, okay. So you don't want to give us a spoiler or anything like that?
I'm dead.
What about Black Panther 2? Anything?
I'm dead.
No, we're not ready for you to be dead, Chadwick.
But I am. I'm dead.
Superpower you wish you had in real life?
I wish I could freeze time.
Freeze time?
Freeze time.
Stop.
Stop time and then move around and do stuff and then come back. Yeah.
Che mamari nina. Tura la la ba. Kafana dana tula ba. Marinina.